Purple Positivity with Justin Ekstrom is being brought to you by Erbs and Gerbs of Bemidji. Download the free app from Erbs and Gerbs and get a free sandwich. Also collect points every time you order something from Erbs and Gerbs.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Purple Positivity with Justin Ekstrom, brought to you by Erbs and Gerbs of the Bemidji area. Erbs and Gerbs, deliciousness. Have one of their subs that no one seems to know how to pronounce, but they all love to eat. That is some good stuff. The Bork or whatever, that one was the best back in the day. Love that stuff. Anyway, this is the inaugural NFL mock draft simulator. For both of you that listen to this, I am not a mock draft guy. I just am not. I'm barely a draft guy, to be honest with you. I just want the Vikings to pick some fucking people that stay on the field and do well. That's all I want. So I figured, you know what? Let's do the inaugural stupid shit, dumb shit Ekstrom draft, dumb shit crib draft, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it anything you guys want to call it. This will be the inaugural version, and we'll see how I do. What I'm trying to accomplish here is just to show people how ridiculous this is. There's so many that you see out there, you're like, there is no fucking way in God's green earth that this person will fall here, and this will come here, and this will come here. So for the most part, this one is not going to be, I'm not going to accept any trades unless something that I know for sure that the Vikings would do. But this one also, I'm not drafting the way I think the Vikings will draft. I'm drafting who I think they should draft. I'm drafting who I would probably draft. I'm a guy that drafts on, I like to sit there and wait for guys to come to me and pretend like that was my plan all along. There's something super confident and cocky and arrogant about that. No panic, no extra stupid trades, no trading Sam Bradford just because Teddy Bridgewater's leg exploded. None of that. No panics. I just draft. So I'll start talking through how we got going on. I'm going to start it up here. I'm going on super fast mode too because you guys don't need to listen to me talk all fucking day. So here we go. Hit start. Obviously the quarterbacks, a bunch of them go off the board right away. Top 10, gone. And then I get a trade offer from Detroit. I don't care what it is. I'm not trading with Detroit in the first round. Fuck you guys. They want to give me pick 29, pick 61, pick 73, and next year's second round for my 11 and my 121. The guy I want is actually on the board right now. So I'm going to tell them to fuck right off immediately, reject, and I'm going to draft J.J. McCarthy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. J.J. McCarthy at 11. Everyone's talking about how he's going to be all the way up to like 3, 4. He could even go second off the board if you listen to all that smoke and jazz and all that bullshit. Look at that. J.J. McCarthy. Boom. Draft. So the rest of the guys come off. Here's more. Oh, I got another trade with Buffalo. Done that before. Pick 28. They want to give me pick 28 for pick 23, and they give a second round next year for pick 177 this year. I would think about it. I'd honestly think about it, except for the D tackle from Illinois is there. And so I'm going to reject this. Arizona counters with a pick 27 for pick 23 and pick 162. So that's probably something the Vikings would do. I'm not going to lie. I'm guessing they would think about doing that, which is just not what I'm going to do in this. Maybe next week's that I try to do, but this week I'm just basically going to stay put unless something really kicks me in the balls. Reject. So Kool-Aid got taken right before 23 and Byron Murphy II. Those are the two top defensive players on my board, basically. Kool-Aid, McKinstry from cornerback from Alabama, I think he would fit perfect in Flores' scheme. And then Byron Murphy II, arguably the best defensive tackle in this whole entire draft. He went off the board right before Nate Wiggins, the cornerback from Clemson. So those are 3 picks that maybe the Vikings, if they stayed in this scenario, if it was real life, not a fucking simulation, they would probably trade up to get one of those guys to make sure that the Steelers, Dolphins, and Eagles don't get them. Either way, Vikings are at 23 here. I have a choice between Amarius Mims, the offensive tackle from Georgia, Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver from LSU. That, I'm telling you right now, that is intriguing. Extremely intriguing because he's got length, he's big, he's super athletic at his size. Like he's a special talent, and he's kind of like a specialist, and he's super explosive. That would be fun for J.J. McCarthy to throw to, but I'm actually going to go Johnny Newton, defensive tackle from Illinois, super leverage, one of those big guys. He has the bend that you need. He can rush from the 5, he can rush from the 7 tech, he can rush from any way you want to. It's just, he's not like the biggest of dude. It's just, he's super stout. I really liked what I saw out of him in Illinois, so I'm actually going to take him at 23. That's not like a home run by any stretch of the imagination, but I think D-tackle and quarterback are two of the biggest needs that the Vikings have right now. Obviously, there's two trains of thought with the Vikings in this draft. A lot of people think you should trade up to go get your guy of the future, but then you don't draft all the way until like 108. So, which comes up to this one. I'm at 108 now. Whole bunch of fun guys waiting there to be selected. No trade offers this time. I could propose a trade if I wanted to. A couple, like Jalix Hunt, he went off the board. James Williams, linebacker from Miami, he went off the board. So a few guys that I was keeping my eyes on. I kind of wanted a corner to fall to me. But we got Callan Bullock, the safety from USC. I do kind of like him. I just don't know if he's a guy that Flores would like or anything like that. He kind of looks lost in coverage from time to time. Texas Tech guy. I really like Bucky Irving, the running back from Oregon. What are we going to do at the running back position? I'm not sure, but this one's actually a tough pick. I'm guessing they would trade back in this one. Let's just go. Yeah, I really like that Texas Tech safety as well, but sticking with what I think, I really like Blake Fisher too, offensive tackle. 6'5", 310 pounds out of, this is actually a tough one right here. It's a tough choice. I think I'm going to go Brandon Coleman, to be honest with you, the offensive guard from TCU. I know they like Mason McCormick too from South Dakota State, but Brandon Coleman, this might be a little bit of a reach, but he's not going to be back when we pick at 129. So then you look here, we go back to our next one is 129. Obviously, a bunch of guards and the center and some tackles all went off. So good thing we picked the guy that we wanted right away. The Packers got Mason McCormick. I'm not a fan of that. I hope to God they don't actually get him. And then we got Cam Hart, cornerback from Notre Dame, sitting there, and Jerrion Jones from Florida State. I'm not calling them elite corners, but they're guys that Brian Flores could probably move around if he wants to do it. He could have a lot of fun with this. Is he a Notre Dame or is he going to go to Florida State guy? And then even Brendan Rice from USC, that would be fun too. Do they go get a wide receiver in this round? What I would do, I'm sticking with what I would do. I would actually go with Jerrion Jones from Florida State. I just kind of like what he does there in that conference. He's not the greatest experienced guy in all facets of the cornerback game, but now we go to 157, and we have a whole gaggle of guys that are fun to look at. Keith Randolph Jr. from Illinois is sitting there at 153. That would be fun. Put him next to his teammate. Vikings like to draft from the same schools. Even that Alabama defensive tackle, Justin Ekstrom or whatever his name is, I'm not going to pretend I know a lot of these guys because I don't. Let's just go the defensive tackle from Alabama because that would be fun. Now we go and we hit up 167. Wait, I still want to look at a running back here. I'd like to get another guard. If the Vikings would do it, I would actually do it. I would double up on D tackle, I would double up on corner, and I would double up on guard. Absolutely this year. That's just what I would do. Let's go Garrett Greenfield from South Dakota State, that offensive tackle. He's there. Another corner from Louisville, Jarvis Brownlee. He's there. Keith Randolph Jr., another D tackle from Illinois. He is still there. So I'm going to actually draft him. That, man, 3 defensive tackles. God, that would be funny. So here we go. Round 6, Vikings are the first pick in round 6. Obviously, we've kind of been sticking to defensive tackle and offensive guard, and we did get our quarterback of the future. Man, let's see what we got here. So far, we got J.J. McCarthy, Johnny Newton, a defensive tackle. Then we got a guard, and then we got a corner, and then we got 2 more D tackles. That would be so fucking fun. Honestly, if they just went D tackle heavy because they need so many guys, one of them would hit, you would think. Especially if you drafted 2 from Illinois. Both, they're not the most versatile guys in the world, but I do really like how the draft is kind of kind of going our way. And I would like to get another corner, to be honest with you, but sitting here at the first round, first pick, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get another corner. Jarvis Brownlee from Louisville. Let's just do it. Fuck it. So we got him. Next pick is 230, so we wait a little bit. You know, it's the dentist. It's the time to get a dentist. 230. Ha ha ha, dad joke. And now we have some interesting developments. 230. Brevin Spanford just went off to the Raiders. I kind of wanted Brevin Spanford in one of my last picks just because I'm a Gophers guy. I'm a St. Cloud Tech guy. I would love if the Vikings drafted him, to be honest with you. You have one of those late round picks. You have back-to-back. You have 230 and 232 here. Basically, I'm guessing the Vikes, the way they're doing things, they're going to trade a few of these back, maybe kind of leapfrog a little bit, trade up if they like somebody. But I'm actually going to take that running back from UCLA, Carson Steele. He's 6 foot, 228. He's not. You could use so many running backs in this offense. I think that's something that the Vikings might kind of look for. But then you get another pick right after that. So you got to make sure it's just a guy that the Patriots won't get. So that's exactly what happened. Patriots took Mark Perry, the safety from TCU. I should have gotten the safety from TCU. But now you got a couple safeties. Dominic Hampton from Washington and Damani Richardson. So Dominic Hampton, Washington, he had 6 seasons with the program, but he's 6'2", 215. He's not the most productive guy, but he is a tackling machine. That's, you know what, that's who I'm getting. I'm getting Dominic Hampton, safety from Washington. Their defense was fantastic. And I think that's it. That's actually it. There we go. That was fantastic. Listen to what we got here. You can rank it. You can do whatever you want. J.J. McCarthy at 11. Yeah, fucking right. Like that's going to happen. Then Johnny Newton at 23. No chance. Then you got an awesome guard from TCU, Brandon Coleman at 108. Fantastic. Jerry and Jones, kind of, I just wanted a corner in this spot. I probably should have went corner at 23 or 108. But Kool-Aid was not there at 23, so I kind of waited. Jerry and Jones from Florida State is okay-ish, okay-esque. And then I went to D tackle from Alabama. I can't pronounce his last name, Aboigbe, but his first name's Justin, so he's got to be phenomenal. And then another D tackle from Illinois, Keith Randolph Jr. So we got the 2 defensive tackles from, but he's 6'3", 296. Illinois, hell yeah. And then we went cornerback, Jarvis Brownlee. And then we got a running back, Carson Steele. And then we went safety, Dominic Hampton. Not fucking awful. What I'm looking at is that first round. I'm telling you right now, if in the first round we get a starting defensive tackle and a quarterback of the future, whether it be May, J.J. McCarthy, even some of those other guys, if you get one of the top 4 quarterbacks at 11, phenomenal. That's not happening. I don't think that's happening. You can't, that's what I'm trying to teach everyone. You can't get your hopes up in this shit because this doesn't mean anything. This absolutely doesn't mean shit. So just to kind of recap, the first round went this way. When Caleb Williams, like everyone thinks so, Jaden Daniels, like everyone thinks so, then Drake May at 3. And then the Cardinals went the offensive tackle from Notre Dame. Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to the Chargers. I've seen some people have the Chargers taking Malik Neighbors from LSU. That's not a bad little deal either. But lo and behold, J.J. McCarthy falls all the way to 11. I was hoping for Byron Murphy or Kool-Aid to fall to 23, but I got Johnny Newton, probably the second or third best defensive tackle in this draft. You want somebody that can go all on that defensive line. That's what I was shooting for, but that would be one hell of a first round. So thanks for being on the inaugural draft. Thanks to Beer Belly Sports. Thanks to Erbs and Gerbs of the greater Bemidji area. Wonderful sandwiches. You should see at their top 3 list, they have like 3 different type of cheesesteak sandwiches, and they all look fantastic. Make sure you go get something like that. Go at home, have a 6-pack of beer, and that's a hell of a Saturday. So next week, we'll do like the big-time draft preview. I'm thinking about having a guest on, something like that. We'll see what we can work out. And I will be on the Beer Belly Sports Draft Extravaganza on Thursday or Friday night. We're not sure when we're doing it. I'll get the invite, hopefully, just like I did last year. Do some predicting. Obviously, I don't know jack shit, but I know Vikings. I love the Vikings, and I hope this regime knows what the hell they're doing, because this is an extremely interesting draft. This is a make or break. I will go on the record saying that I think the Vikings draft a quarterback in which they think will start this year, because our Heavenly Father and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, they want to get one free year out of this. In the next 2 years, they get $190 million each year to play with. That's their own. They get to cook with their own gasoline. They're done paying for the sins of the fathers, i.e. Zimmer and Spielman. And I think that's what they're going to go with. I'm not afraid of them trading up. If they trade up, they want J.J. McCarthy or Drake May, fuck it. Do it, man. They've never done it before. Vikings have never won the Super Bowl before, and they've never traded up to get a quarterback before. Coincidence? I think not. Go get your fucking guy, and let's go to the Super Bowl, huh? Until next week, thank you to both of my listeners. I love you guys, and skol, bitches.